To the 22,000 people who've engaged with this post, mucho gracias. I do appreciate it. To the thousands of people who've IM'd me and left messages in the comments, mostly constructive, I might add. Thank you. This has officially been hijacked by the users. All right, so let's just jump straight into the visuals. I know why you're here. You want to see more visuals. I know. Well, we got visuals. All right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was the overall vision, the overall brand. And I think that's important because if people say this is an alert app, which I don't believe it is, then the user conceives it as such, and then they interact with it in that way. Okay, so if alerts is just a functionality, then what is this? What is this app about? What is it for? All right, so that's when you get into like, what's the brand, what's the vision, what's the mission behind this thing? And I can probably say it's about people, it's about community, it's about love of neighbor, it's about togetherness, it's about unity. And all of that under the umbrella of inclusion. I can't stress that part enough. Although this whole initiative is AKA Project Floyd, it's about human life at the end of the day. And it's about preserving life. It's about respecting life. All life. So I'm hoping the interface is familiar enough, so I won't go too much into that. But it's clear here that we do have a homepage, which is basically a feed. And if there's a feed, then that means there's content curated there. And if there's content curated there, then that means there is a social feel to it. So already we're diving into social media territory. And the idea is the feed to have a lot of curated content that is productive, that contributes to the overall health of the users. Anything that is uplifting to the people, to the communities, to the neighborhood, and maybe location specific, mostly location specific, since we're talking about neighborhood, we're talking about community building, we're talking about love of neighbor. The alert functionality is always readily available. It's the cross at the very middle. So you can always activate it wherever you are, and then you get some details around, how many people are recording, how many people are watching virtually from other places. And last but not least, there's a map view that shows you different alerts that are happening outside of your range or outside of your area of influence. So for those who are curious. All right, quick recap for those who are just joining us. You hit the alert button, it sends out a signal. Nearby users are notified, and the user is prepared to record the scene. So that was the general concept posted a week ago. It also notifies subscribing lawyers and officials, so people who are for the cause, right? And it could be community leaders, it could be owners of nonprofits. There's just a bunch of those people in every city, in every town that are generally concerned and genuinely concerned with the well-being of their people. So the idea is to be able to use this in different circumstances, not just when you're encountering police brutality. It could be a young lady who's being followed. It could be an elderly person who is not feeling well. And in that sense, it's further promoting the idea of this being about neighbors, this being about community. And I'm proud to say it's inclusive by design, but you get the credit for that because the comments come from all over the world. So again, the idea should reinforce the state of people being there for other people. So the idea is to use this app in varying situations, whether you're being bullied or there's a loose dog in the neighborhood. All right, so quick recap, you hit the alert button. You specify whether it's violent stalking, loose dog, whatever it is, or anything custom that you want to write. If you don't have time, it defaults to a general alert signal. We certainly could have stopped there. It's an alert functionality. It's got a good brand. It's got a good visual. We didn't stop there. Nobody asked for it. Nobody asked for it. But I felt there was something I needed to address. And that was the fact that when I thought about it as a user, this thing that lives in my pocket, that is a constant reminder of all the harm that's out there, I didn't feel good about it. That's just me. My relationship with the app is it's a reminder of everything wrong. I didn't like that. It didn't sit well with me. I didn't like the relationship with the app in my pocket. I didn't like it. So I took the red and made it blue. If people can ask for help, right, which is a good thing. Like that's a foundation of society, is like people need to be safe. But if you could ask for help, why couldn't you ask for people to join you and do something productive? Like morning jogs with Mia and Jay, or pickup games with the guys, right? Why couldn't you call people to join you, and why couldn't you see feeds of people in your area or throughout the world doing productive things? So that's blue. That's blue. If you're in red mode, you're inviting people to help with a specific situation. Blue mode is you're inviting your fellow neighbors, your beloved neighbors, to join you in doing something productive, whether it's learning Java or playing or exercising. And being quarantined is no excuse to not do something fun with your neighbors, like an outdoor movie theater or something like that. Camera disabled. Copyrights. All right, at this point, I'm feeling fantastic about it, right? You got your alerts for people who need help. I'm there for my neighbor, but we're gonna lead with productive and positive activities. So we're joining coding sessions. We're doing morning jogs with social distancing. Get it? Basketball with social distancing. Maybe we can play horse. All right, we'll figure it out. But that's the idea. I felt good about it, and nobody asked for it. I mean, nobody asked for it. But there's more. All right, I had conversations with my mentors. I had conversations with people, with you, with in the comments, in the in IMs and private messages. Some of the underlining causes of violence, of criminal activity, of police brutality, was revolving around this area that we like to call finances. Right? If you look at what kills middle class and rich people, well, it ain't police brutality. When you dive into the data, you can clearly see that there is association between low income and violence of all sorts. So I say, you know what? If you're curating I need help alerts and you're curating let's be productive alerts, why not curate fund me alerts, right? Fund me for a cafe, a chill cafe that I'm trying to build. That's Kiara and Keys Chill Cafe. And you know what? If they were 2.5 miles away from me and they wanted to do this thing, I'd throw them $10, man. I'd throw them $50. I might throw them $100, right? Depends on how well I know them and how awesome their product is. And they're local. They're right across the street from you. And the idea is you're not only supporting them, but you're also having an effect on the community. You're making the community look better. The people's lives in that community should be happier because of it. So supporting local businesses or renovating the basketball court that just looks terrible, whatever it is, right? People should be able to mark on a map a project, and the crowd should have visibility of it so that they can contribute in making a space, maybe their space, a lot more comfortable, a lot more beautiful. And obviously you can integrate with platforms like Yelp to make sure that the people who are doing the job, like this renovation, for example, have a good reputation. All right, so you got your blue, you got your red, you got your green. It felt at this point like a mature product and brand and app. And nobody asked, literally nobody asked for it. But there's more. I'm just kidding. That's it. That's all I got. That's all we have. That's based on thousands of comments, thousands of engagements, hundreds of conversations. Thank you. People look back. 2020 is the crappiest year. Out of all that pain, out of all that anger, I'd like to believe, and I'm an optimist. I already know. You don't have to tell me. I'd like to believe something beautiful can be born from that. If you like the project, give it a like, give it a share. If you really love it, back it on Kickstarter. Let's break the internet.
You don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. And you do that every single day.
And soon you have a wall.
And soon you have a wall.